Hi, my name is Jenny and welcome to my channel, JK Star 88 Reader. Today I'm doing a June TBR. That's right, I am filming a June TBR, even though I typically would just post on my blog or on Instagram. So let's get to the books that I have to show you. The first book I have to show you, it is Frankly in Love by David Yoon. So this is the debut novel by David Yoon, and I have this newer edition. I decided to go back to this novel now that the hype around the novel has simmered down. And so this is a book about Frankly, a Korean American boy. He is 18 years old and is dating the girl of his dreams. He has his parents, however, has other plans for him. They want him to date a Korean American girl. To hide the fact of who he is actually dating from his parents, Frank decides to get the help of a family friend, and they pose as a couple so to not let on who they are each dating from their parents. So I will look forward to reading this. It is a light, fluffy, contemporary romance, I guess a YA romance that I look forward to reading in June. So the next book I have to show you, it is a book called, let me get it. So the book is This Is How We Love by Lisa Moore. So I read this few pages of this book and decided it will be a wonderful read once I get around to it. Although this is a new title by Lisa Moore, I have decided to go back to reading a book I already started before this, that is an older title by Lisa Moore. The book in question, it is Alligator by Lisa Moore. So this is an older title by Lisa Moore, and it is about a cast of characters who live in St. John's, Newfoundland. And so from the cover page and the image on the cover as well as the title, Alligator, the book might be about nature, but it also could also be about how what appears on the surface is not all there is to people. And so sometimes it takes a little more effort to get to know the people who live in the same community as you do. And so I guess I look forward to reading this novel and see how I find it. And so yeah. And it is also a library copy, so I want to be able to get it done before it is actually due back at the library. So hopefully if I push through on this novel, I'll be able to get to the end fairly quickly. I have another book to show you. I'll just get it from the stack here, and so here it is. It is Either or by Elif Batuman. So I've read the first book I guess it's sort of a series. The first book was called Idiot, and it was inspired by a book with the same title by Fyodor Dostoevsky. And so I found the novel by Elif Batuman to be fairly interesting. So I decided to go on to the second book. And so the series, it follows Celine, who is an undergraduate student at Harvard. While The Idiot followed Celine in her first year in college, this new book, Either or, follows Celine in her sophomore year at Harvard. And so I guess I look forward to reading the second novel. I found the first novel to be dense and meandering, and where nothing really seems to happen. And sometimes the style works for me, and sometimes it doesn't. But even though I found the first novel, The Idiot, to be so-so, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I decided to go on to the second novel, and I knew that when I learned about this novel, I knew I had to get it, and so I am making an effort to read new releases, so we'll see how this goes. Oh, a few books have fallen when I was speaking, so let me get the book I am talking about next. And so the next book I have on my June TBR, it is Fledgling by Octavia E. Butler. So this is the next book I decided to read by Octavia E. Butler. I've already read The Parable of a Sower duology, and I found that to be a fairly intense and eye-opening read. And so I think this is a book I am going to read next by Octavia Butler. I find the summer months to be the perfect time to read thrillers and horror books, and so this is a book about vampires. While I have other books by Octavia E. Butler as in ebook form, I've decided this is the one I am reading. And so this is a book that has sat in a box under my table for a couple years now, and I think I got it at a thrift store. So yeah. And one more book to show you, and that will be the end of the video. And so the next book I have, it is Green Grass Running Water by Thomas King. So Thomas King is an indigenous author, and the first book I read by him was The Truth About Stories. So that was the published form of his Massey lecture. There is a lecture series called the CBC Massey Lectures, which is held on a yearly basis, and each year a person is invited to speak on a matter of public importance. And so this the Truth About Stories was the 1993 Massey lecture, and that not 1993 2003 Massey lecture. And so The Truth About the Stories was a novel that I read early on in my writing and journalism journey, and so I found that to be an interesting read, and the starting point for me in understanding indigenous cultures and the role that storytelling plays in many indigenous cultures in North America. And so from that book, I read other books by Thomas King and other indigenous authors, and I decided to pick this book, although I have more recent titles by Thomas King. And so this is a book from 1993, and I'll read a little bit what it says to give you a sense of what the book is about. So it says, strong, sassy women and hard-luck, hard-headed men, all searching for the middle ground between Native American tradition and the modern world, perform an elaborate dance of approach and avoidance in this magical, rollicking tale by Cherokee author Thomas King. Alberta is a university professor who would like to trade her 2 boyfriends for a baby, but no husband. Lionel is 40 and still sells televisions for a patronizing boss. Eli and his log cabin stand in the way of a profitable dam project. These 3 and others are coming to the Blackfoot Reservation for the Sundance, and there they will encounter 4 Indian elders and their companion, the trickster Coyote, and nothing in the small town of Blossom will be the same again. So yeah, this takes place somewhere in Canada, and so that is also another reason I picked this book. So yeah, that is it for me, and I'll talk to you again soon. I hope you enjoyed seeing this video, and I hope to bring more TBR videos in the future. So that is it again for me, and I'll talk to you again next time. Bye!